today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best ultra, or the best completely balanced formation in FIFA 21 right now. The formation is the 4-4-2. A lot of you might already use it, a lot of you might not. I know a lot of people do use 4-3-3 for chemistry, and if you are using that in game, it's probably not the best one to use. But this is definitely the best formation to start with in game. It's really balanced, it's very attacking with the two strikers and the wingers, but also the wingers as they left mid and right mid, also more defensive. You can also go with the 4-4-2 with two CDMs. I would usually use that, but the only reason I'm not is because I've got Bruno, and I don't want to play Bruno in CDM. But that is the only reason, really. So I do have custom tactics on this video as well. So I will be showing those custom tactics in this video. So I'll start it straight away. So custom tactics, I do use balanced and long ball. I use balanced as a drop back because it keeps shape, and also if you're trying to drop back, they get too much possession, then they will end up scoring either way. So balance is the best one to use. Personally, I prefer going narrower, just as I think the wide players, the left mid and right mid, sometimes can be too wide and quite useless. So, but it's up to you about that width. And I'll go 4 back, 4 width. With depth, I also go 3, but that's also completely up to you, depending on your defensive play style. If you want to, you can go high. If you're really good at defending and stuffing those through balls. If you're not quite good at defending and you always concede on the counter attack or when they play through balls, I would recommend only going 3 or 4. Half array is probably about average. I do usually use 4, so we'll actually change it to 4 now. So offensive style, long ball. This is the best one to use just because balance, sometimes your players stay too much in position and then you're not really going to get anywhere from it. Possession, kind of pointless if you're not going to end up scoring anyway. And fast build up, sometimes it's just not really worth it. But I don't really see it work very well personally. So I do go with long ball, which just makes the strikers make really good runs across, as well as your wingers. So you can just build up better play and also get shots away quicker and counter attack easier. Width I go with 3, but that is all personal as well because I did have it on default when I thought the wingers also once again when they get on the ball, which isn't very often, especially when they're too wide. They don't really do much with it because when you're too wide, all you can do is cross it in. You obviously can't shoot. If you try and cut in, you'll probably get tackled by then. And if you do cross it in, most of the time you lose the ball. So I do prefer 3 width, just very narrow, and then they're almost like second strikers, I suppose, or cams, just slightly wider. More like forwards. So players in box, I also go with half because you don't want to go too far back. So you're over, so there's no one there when you need them, and too much. So you're open to counter. So I go players in box, as it is quite a balanced formation anyway. Corners and free kicks, I go with 2, which is the default, I think, just because not too little players. The players you need for the corners will still be up there, but also they're not going to score the counter attack as easy if you lose the ball. Same on free kicks. So formation, 4-4-2 or 4-4-2-2 with the CDMs. I will probably change this at some point if I sell Bruno and buy someone else. But for now, this is the one I use. Bruno's more attacking. I also have Party, as you'll see on custom tactics, slightly more defending. Do the custom tactics. It has just reset because for some reason I decided to change the formation, but I do remember them. So basically, there's both the strikers, where stay central. This is so they don't drift out wide. That is literally the point of your wingers. You want them to stay central, make those good runs, especially in the centre, so it's easier to shoot. Attacking rungs, getting behind. This is because you want to get in behind, so they make better runs in behind. You can play through balls, counter attack, stuff like that. Otherwise, they're going to be too central, and they're always like cams. You definitely don't want that. I do stay forward personally as well, just so they don't come back on defence. You can get easier attacks built up, and also otherwise they're almost like cams once again. So left mid and right mid, I go with basic defensive support, just they're helping out slightly, but not too much. Otherwise they're too far back. And for this, that's actually I think I think everything is default on this. If you want to, you can have cut inside, or you can have the opposite, stay wide, if you want them to stay as wide wingers. Yes, that is actually all I use on the wingers. I might try changing to getting behind at some point, but probably not for now. Interceptions, you can also have conservative interceptions on every player if you want to, just to save energy, but I don't personally do it, and this is on certain defenders. So that's literally it for the wingers, just basic default ones. Bruno and Party for me, so the 2 centre mids or CDMs. So if you are playing like me and you want to have one slightly more attacking centre mid and one slightly more defending centre mid, which is probably what I recommend unless you're playing the 4-4-2-2, and you can have both CDMs more defensive. So with Bruno, even though he's a cam, I put him in centre mid, so I try and make him more attacking. So I do have get forward on him, so he's more like a cam. Yeah, that is it for support on crosses. I've leave it balanced. Interceptions, you can have conservative if you want to, but I'm going to leave it on normal. And I use stick to position as well, just so they don't end up too wide or in some random position. And cover centre, if you want to use that, just make them stay more central, which I'm also going to put on. Party also use once again cover central. Stick to positions, they're not in the middle of nowhere. And attacking support, you can either have stay back while attacking, while they stay sort of in their position, maybe slightly more like CDM, and then drop between defenders, which is the one I use, which is almost like a fifth centre back, but not quite high enough, so they're slightly more attackive, almost like a deep CDM, which I think is personally the best one to use. I use balanced crossing ones once again, and you can use conservative interceptions if you want to, but for now I'm going to leave that. And that is it for those. Both the centre backs are the same, unless you want to put conservative interceptions on, which I don't think is really necessary on defenders, not really worth having on. Obviously you don't want to join the attack or play as striker. Yeah, you don't want that. Goalkeeper, I do actually use comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. Just they come out more. Sometimes, especially for crosses, when they cross it in, your goalkeeper just stands on the line useless, and it just get volleyed or headed in, and it just fills minutes as well you're playing. And comes for crosses, just they reach out for those balls from corners and crosses, so they're not just standing on the line useless. So left back and right back, I use stay back while attacking on both of them, and I also use normal interception. I use conservative interceptions, just so I don't want them to run out of energy too quickly. And I also use overlap on attack. That's usually it for this video. You can copy my custom tactics if you want to, or slightly change stuff around if you want to, for your personal preference. But that's usually it. What I do. That's exactly what I do. Yes, that's it for this video. I'm going to change my captain to Bruno, and that's it for this video. Just a short video explaining the 4-4-2 ultra balanced formation. If you want to know my other formations, I do have something in all my styles, my game plans, and I've made different videos in all of them. So if you want to see them, you can just see my other videos, and that is going to be it for this video. I'll see you next.